to incite a riot. Make some noise, break up the silence. Scream and shout, no being quiet. Spread the facts until you buy it. Come to my den, I got toys for torture. We drink the blood fresh just to stay immortals. We bring a thug fest, calling all New Yorkers. And keep a bayonet for the future slaughters. Take your bets, the players make them offers. Heads or tails, your life is on a quarter. All the king's men tally up their horses. Forging ahead with a secret missile launching. Off to Georgia and start to cross the borders. In my bedroom, I'm making all the orders. If you come, you won't make it till morning. Get the picture, maybe kinda sorta. Ski mask, check. Extra filter, check. Scissors, check. Duct tape, check. H2O, check. Ammo, check. Ropes, check. Receiver, check. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. I got the right moves, I know what you do. You know I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. You're listening to the excellence of broadcasting execution, a maestro of talk, the best at what I do. Truly, you're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Yo, what's up, yo? This is your friend, your peeps. Jaja here to the right of Montalvo. What's up?
And you hear the anthem, folks. You hear them wanting you to turn in your weapons. That's you basically predicting the future of them wanting to turn in our damn weapons.
Well, it's not just the future, Bruce. It's always. They always want it. They're always creating something. They're making something happen all the time, like a new psyop every day. It's like Shooter Daily. Daily Shooter.
Literally, it's a false flag a day to keep your liberties away.
Yeah. I'd like to find out some real news instead of all these, like, Hollywood acts. What's up with that?
That's all it is. They got fireworks sparking about now. Not like, flashes from real handguns or automatic weapons, but like fireworks. They're just setting off some fireworks. That's all. That's all I see. Fireworks and Scalfani's tomato sauce. or chicken blood. I don't know. It's all a hoax. It's all a hoax, folks. See, I have the all-seeing eye. I can see it. I can see the hoax because I have built-in They Live glasses.
That's right. Bruce actually made a video, and a lot of people are commenting on it. And there's a lot of people that actually have a detective type, investigative eye, and they're able to depict a lot of the loopholes in what you initially started. You said, like, there's a few loopholes, like it's too fast. He couldn't have had that much blood on him in that short amount of time.
Let's go to that Alton Sterling one. First of all, within 2 seconds, both of the videos, they pan out. The liquor store guy and then the other eyewitness, the video pans away. And then as soon as it pans away, it's like in wrestling. Like he had enough time to like give himself a cut or grab some fake blood or chicken blood and soak himself. Who's going to be soaked in blood that quick? Just like bang. I mean, it just looks fake. The news literally to me is like a Hollywood movie set now.
Yeah, and I don't think they have very good directors. So I think I don't know, maybe they just got some very whack directors to work PSYOP in the news, I mean, because I've seen better movies, actually more realistic movies than I do these crisis actors.
No, it's insane. And you want to point out some more of the anomalies. You go to the Philando Castile shooting. I mean, you got that broad of his, that crackhead. How is she able to Facebook live stream her Facebook of her man getting shot like it's nothing when she should be handcuffed, or they said she was handcuffed? Who's able to Facebook themselves when they're handcuffed? Or why does she even have the phone to begin with? I mean, they should have gone in there and taken the phone. And what about the firing into the automobile? I mean, there should have been glass everywhere. Oh, and they're not from Europe, right? They're not European, okay? Because the steering wheel seems to be on the right side of the car.
No,
kind of car? That's some of the things that they're telling me. The steering wheel was on the wrong side of the automobile. What were they, in some prop car? I mean,
well, if it's on the right-hand side, then it's British. The rest of Europe is normal. It's like America. Only Britain is backwards. It's like
Well, that's what they had. That's what
they had a British car.
They had a British car. It's like fucking James Bond. Let them borrow a car.
Which you wouldn't be driving in the United States on our roads because it's fucking illegal.
Oops. We're cursing. Oh my god.
Obsessive cursing. Oh my god.
I don't know if there's Jesus freaks listening, or Mithra freaks, or Dionysus freaks, or maybe just some Mexican guys selling oranges on the side of the street. Then Jesus freaks. Anyway, whatever. We curse a lot on this show, folks. Let's go throughout the news. Go throughout the news.
Bones about it.
They got hoax after hoax after hoax. Now you have this Nice staged attack. What is this? Nice false flag. Nice France terror attack staged, which I'm saying is 100% fake, because there was a guy in there that had my hat. It's like they've been watching Exposed News. They've been watching my YouTube channel, and
they had his hat.
And they went out and they got my hat.
Bruce
got one of the crisis actors a hat.
Bruce got a brand new hat last week is to keep the sun off his face, And it was really funny. It's just like a stupid hat. And he just keeps making videos with it. Boom! There you go. The little guy's wearing a hat, looking just
Looks like Matt Drudge's hat. I was looking at him like, I looked like I bitch slapped Matt Drudge and took his hat.
Yeah, and he also had dark hair.
Or like I bitch slapped Michael Savage and took his hat. Anyway, they're wearing that exact hat, but it's really my hat.
It is your hat. They took it. You lent it to them, right?
I don't know. I don't hang out with psyops or crisis actors.
Did they take it when you were sleeping?
I don't know. It was just the wardrobe people. They saw how good it looked on me, and they said, "Let's put these crisis actors in Bruce's hat over in this hoax that just happened." But do you know
how many stupid Americans are saying?
Stupid Americans.
Do you know that they're saying nice instead of nice?
Yes, nice. Let's go exactly to that. What I'm trying to talk about is the anomalies now, folks, of why it's a hoax. I said it was a hoax. Now let me back it up, folks. Okay, they have found this guy's his credentials. Just like they always find these supposed terrorist credentials, they found them in the terror truck. They found the credentials in the terror truck, just a standard earmark of a false flag. So they got this guy's credentials in there. They got the story ready. I mean, the guy literally looks like a CIA agent. Okay, you can't even pronounce his name without spitting. The guy looks Tunisian, whatever. Again, they want to always blame these terror attacks on the Muslim ideology. Really? And then I look and I do some of the background into these terrorists, supposed terrorists, and it turns out, one of them thought he was gay, or he had a girlfriend, and then this guy's his wife's breaking up with him. That's not a Muslim ideology. To me, it sounds like whatever patsy or just crisis actor they created is, he's got his own ideals going on. It's got nothing to do with Muslim ideology. They want to say, it was a gay bashing attack because they attacked a gay club, right? And now it's in France. They got a guy plowing down, literally bulldozing people, supposedly. Well, I'll tell you what. I looked at that video, and I didn't see anybody getting bulldozed, Jaja. I didn't see any freaking body parts. I didn't see any crushed heads like in The Sopranos when they crushed Frank Vincent's head. They backed up the car into his head. None of that. This guy was it was like they were filming off of freaking the Anderson Street Bridge in L.A. It was totally staged. I looked at it, and then the fireworks at the end. Totally staged.
Right.
I mean, it's just like a global, worldwide, freaking hoax network now. They're just popping off all these, false flags, psyops. I mean, literally, how many of these go off in a day? Now, what else do you have in the news that's distracting people from Hillary's crimes? You have the coup in Turkey now. The military has taken over the country. That guy Androgan now has basically called himself Hitler, and they have the freaking military all over the streets. That's front page. That's what's going on, folks.
Wow.
You talked about turning in your weapons. They want they want to force false flag after false flag after false flag down our throats, and it's insane. It's insane. And what else are they keeping the people distracted with? What? Pokemon Go. Why don't you tell them about that? Why don't you tell them about our experience when I had my little Yugen over here? Because people want to call me, they want to call us, what, the Hitler family? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I had my little Yugen here. What happened? What happened with that Pokemon Go thing?
Yeah, we were walking around, and all of a sudden, like, we were trying to check this museum out, this old, like, Wild West museum. Called Fort Lowell, after we were checking out the most disgusting, vile pool with shit in it. And
that was really a vile
pool.
Really
disgusting with algae and, I couldn't believe the crackheads that were in the pool. Anyway, so we were just, like, leaving it at a very fast pace, trying to check out something else to do. And there's this big, fat, disgusting guy in a gray sweatsuit. He must have weighed like 350 pounds with a hoodie on. Wait, the day was 117 degrees.
He looked like a very obese version of the Exposed News mascot. Okay. In a hoodie, but fucking fat.
You're right.
Anyway, continue.
Well, something got him out of the house to like be in a very weird parking lot with us, with nobody else around, by this weird abandoned museum. And I was like, yo, well, what's up with this place? Is it open? And he literally was, like, looking at us and he, like, bugged out. His eyes got really big. He's like, well, I don't know. I'm just, like, playing Pokemon. And we're like, what?
Yeah, while he's pointing his phone at us.
While he's pointing his phone at us, totally shocked that I made a contact to this guy. Now, granted, this is the day before the whole Pokemon thing came out. The whole scam, we didn't even hear about it. We're like, what the fuck? What's this fat guy running after us? Saying, yeah, we were like virtual victims and shit.
No, we were virtual prey.
Yeah.
And it turns out, who is behind Pokemon Go? Nothing but the NSA.
CIA,
nothing but NSA people. Nothing but alphabet freaking organizations.
Yup. Yeah.
And there you have it. And now look at this. Look at this. You have criminals.
People dying now.
You have criminals using Pokemon Go to literally rob victims at gunpoint, folks. It says here, new Pokemon Go crimes in Texas, Missouri, and California. They're literally sticking up dumbasses that are out there looking for Squirtle, looking for Bulbasaur, looking for Charizard. While you're out freaking in somebody's backyard looking for Bulbasaur, some guy's pulling out a freaking Glock 9, freaking some steel on your ass.
Yeah, we were listening to the local news, and they said that the local park around here, Reed Park, was covered like with people looking for Pokemon. And then we saw a fucking zombie down the block the other day, totally without his clothes on, like just like some stupid shorts, like without his shirt, like walking like a freaking weirdo.
That's what they are. They're NSA zombies.
And he's just like walking with his his mobile device.
They're spying on you for the NSA. And one thing you didn't mention about Reed Park is that they have a lot of mentally challenged people there, folks. People who live #full retard. Okay, so they go there and they like to dip and gallivant in the pool.
There's a lot of people with very.
So they go in there and they're squirting each other, they're farting, they're pooping in the pool. Okay,
they're putting people in there from the hospital.
And guess what? They're literally going in there and they're looking for Pokemon at these places where there's handicapped people and the Holocaust Museum. So they're looking for retards and Jews as Pokemon. It's just beyond me, folks, what they're doing with Pokemon. Now check this out. There's also a story about people playing this Pokemon Go and falling off of cliffs. They're falling off of ocean bluffs, folks. People are so stupefied playing this zombie NSA game. Okay, you got people getting stuck up by these. I mean, at gunpoint, and you got people trying to capture Jews and retards at the Holocaust Museum, at freaking handicapped people pools, and now people are so zombified that they're falling off of cliffs right into the ocean in California.
Yeah, they're gonna be killed. They're totally being used as real prey and
virtual prey.
Real prey, yeah. But virtual prey would be the death would occur in in virtual
How
time.
do we not know that fat guy didn't throw a Pokemon ball at us and captured us? And then you have Hillary Clinton saying that they want to capture us all. Yeah. Oh, that she wants to send people to the polls by having us use more Pokemon Go. Oh, yeah, I want to use Pokemon Go to corral up more voters. Who is she kidding? I mean, really, she's got this thing in the bag. She doesn't need voters. Bilderberg's already put her in. The Nazis of Bilderberg and already decided, yeah.
Yeah, well, people like...
It was a bad joke.
People like Brzezinski and Karl Rove, they've got a lot more... Dick Cheney, they got a lot more power than Hillary does,
right.
I think.
Right, we'll get more into that.
She just has birthright.
But check this. Again with the Pokemon Go, some guy was stabbed to death. Literally, they stabbed this guy like 117 times, I think. Multiple assailants stabbed this guy to death in a park while he was playing Pokemon Go. They're targeting people with this thing.
Well, it's gonna... I don't know. First of all, this is what I think. That in the good sense of it, it's a game that actually gets people out of the house instead of getting fat. Like, that's why I couldn't believe that fat black guy was like...
He looks Samoan.
Wait a second. No, he looked black to me. He looked like he wanted to be in Brooklyn, but he was in Arizona, and he was too fat anyway, and he was wearing a polyester skin tight suit. So he was really looked disgusting, overheated, and gross, and did look misplaced. And so he shouldn't have been following us around in a park. But if on the positive side of things, Bruce, if all those fat, disgusting gamers who like to feed their face with lots of fattening foods, if it does inspire them...
They're stuffing their face with Cheetos.
Yeah, if it finally inspires them to get off their fat asses and just, exercise and look for things, even at the expense of tripping on their own fat face, after spying on half the human race, well then, go let them lose a few fucking pounds.
Oh my God, and here I have Hillary Clinton wants to use Pokemon Go to register voters. You have that on NBC News. You believe that? Yeah. I mean, there's literally no bad joke that this reptilian wench won't try to say.
Oh,
I mean, it's a terrible joke. I'm trying to get them to have Pokemon Go. Oh, ha 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 ha! You should be in orange! You should be in jail! What are you doing running for president? Are you kidding me? Somebody that's... If I was wanted by the FBI, could I run on the Libertarian ticket as president? Hell no. I would have to be in, Panama somewhere, freaking hiding with, a big ZZ Top beard.
Why are you even screaming, Bruce? You already know she's going to be president. I mean, I know you're exaggerating because...
Oh, yeah, right. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, because you already know it. You already know. Unfortunately...
I know how the Third Reich works. I've studied Stalin's sayings, and he says it's not who votes, it's who counts the
and
votes.
And who runs the jails and who makes the laws. So whatever law... I didn't see any law that she broke that they said there's a law. You understand? They didn't say she broke a law, and there's no law that she broke. You understand? So there's no law that was broken, so she shouldn't be in jail as far as it goes. So that's...
You know what I think?
What?
I think someone should throw a Pokemon ball at Hillary and catch her. Because she's a Pokemon monster, probably. I wonder which one she would be. Probably the most disgusting one. I don't know. I don't know Pokemon, folks. You know what I did, folks? It was big when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was big. I didn't care much for it. I was skateboarding. I was listening to punk rock, okay? I didn't care about some stupid freaking Pokemon cards, okay? So I stumbled upon... That's right, I like the Ramones, too. Look, I stumbled upon the Charizard card, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this? I think it's worth, $120 or something. There was this kid on a school bus. He had some Destructo trucks. So I needed some trucks for my new skateboard. So I said, you know what, just take this and give me the skateboard trucks. That's how much I cared for Pokemon, folks. I didn't give a damn about it. And that's the problem. See, it's like an augmented reality. Now, oh yeah, it's good that fat asses get out of the house.
Right.
But they're still with their face stuck in the phone. Just like when I read Fahrenheit 451 or 1984, all these people have their heads, tucked away in their phone or have the headphones on. They're not interacting, and if you talk to somebody, it's strange. Well, you're making conversation. Oh, you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The people. This Pokemon reality, augmented reality. I mean, people are getting out of the house, but they're still mindless. slaves. And the thing about it is now everybody's camera is on, and they got a direct feed to the NSA that's got a direct feed to GCHQ that's watching you.
Right. And anybody that's like intentionally like working for the man, like walking up to you, and this is like before we knew any of that shit. But if anybody steps to us now and we see them, they're poking man in that face,
I'm gonna poke them right in the freaking man, homie. I'm gonna go back.
You know what I'm saying? That phone is gonna be hokey pokey.
I'll poke them with a freaking right hook.
I'll be like, yo, you poking me? I'm gonna hokey poke you. And
I don't like when they poke you on Facebook either. I don't like. What's that poke? I don't get it. Why don't you just send me a message?
Yeah,
what's it with the poke?
Yeah, what do you think I have the fucking...
Three Stooges? I'm going to poke you in the eye. That's what I'm going to do to those Intel spooks. But really, that's what it is. And it gets even more crazy, folks. It's literally a geospatial psyop. Because if you go to the demilitarized zone in North Korea, I mean, they got like some Pokemon like FEMA camp that, go here and capture them all. Right? I mean, they're trying to get people killed. People are dying already. There's morons driving around playing Pokemon Go.
But you know what Pokemon means? I mean, look at the English. I know it's Japanese, but Pokeman. I mean, that means like it sounds like it means you're gonna stick some guy up his.
No, I know what it means. Look, South Park made fun of it. They made fun of it when they had I got to buy it, Pokemon. Right?
Yeah.
You guys remember that? Well, Chimpoko or Chinpo is supposed to mean like gangster or something like that. So it's like what?
Poco's little.
And the gangsters, right? And it was like these Chinese men who were trying to take over the world with toys because their penises were too small.
Okay, so that would make
So they were trying to have a new Pearl Harbor with Pokemon. And that's what they're doing with this Pokemon Go. It's literally part of the NSA surveillance. You have just totalitarians like Hillary Clinton saying that they want to use it. Well, what else did she say? She said that 1984 was her favorite book. So there you go, folks. This is the 1984 surveillance state technology being given to you, and you want it, you need it, you want it on your app, you love it, right?
Bruce,
you're just craving it, folks.
Why are you mad at Hillary for admitting...
You mean Hitlery?
Excuse me. Why are you mad at Hillary for admitting that the government is interested in using it? In fact, you should thank her and think she's great because she's admitting what tools they're using upon us.
No, I'll tell you what she is.
And she's warning people. It's not her game.
I am literally like Bruce Wayne fighting Two-Face, who's Hillary Clinton, and the Joker.
NSA game,
and
baby.
The Joker that's Donald Trump. That's why this episode is called Donald Trump is a Joker and Hillary Clinton is Two-Face.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, because check it out, folks. The communist sickle, along with the freaking Wall Street Queen, have now gotten engaged, right? Didn't that happen as well? Didn't Bernie like bend over and let Hillary like do him with like a freaking strap on or something?
Yeah, you know, we've been saying this
Well, she borrowed Uma's strap on.
We've been saying this all along, that Bernie is going to bend over and lick her Hillary clit. You know what I'm saying? He was going to just lick it, and say, Hillary, I love you. You're the queen.
And that's exactly what he did. He went up there and like...
I'm going to be behind you 110%.
Look, I keep saying this, folks. Marxist clowns in the educational systems, in the Jesuitical institutions, these Marxist clowns, I could spot them like this, folks. As soon as I saw Bernie Sanders, I said, oh, this guy is the Democratic bum version of Ron Paul. Just more hope and pray and change. And in the end, he's going to fall flat on his face. And freaking this guy, ended up bending over to Hillary. And what, Ron Paul and Rand Paul, those guys bent over to Romney how many times? So, but besides that, it's a dog and pony show. Hillary is literally two-faced, and this guy Donald Trump's a freaking joker. I mean, to even consider Newt Gingrich, I mean, really? Newt Gingrich, what, did they invite him over to the Bohemian Grove? Newt freaking Gingrich, that fascist? If that doesn't prove that Donald Trump is a fascist, I don't know what will prove it, folks, because, I mean, this guy's friends with that pedophile Epstein, Donald Trump is. He's friends with the Clinton. He even funded the Clintons. Donald Trump funded Clinton's campaign. He's still funding it. He's going to tap out to her in the end. That's why he's a freaking joker. And this woman is two-faced. What? She says she supports Latinos, right? And you know what she did to support Latinos? She tweeted a picture of a fucking taco bowl. Really? Really? You support Latinos by... That's how you show that you support Latinos, by tweeting a fucking taco bowl? I would tweet some pastor or some asada from King Taco. And that bitch knows about it because she ate there. Alright? So she tweets a freaking taco bowl. Oh, and all the stupid-ass freaking Mexicans go wild over her. I mean, give me a break. Is she running for president of Mexico? Is she running for president of Mexico? Because, I mean, this is America. This is America, folks. Okay, you know what? And Gary Johnson, that guy, I've been supporting that guy since 2012. He's nothing but a glorified Republican, and that's what it is. It's a bipartisan big government establishment, and you're a fool if you think your vote even slightly matters, because, you know, they're all freaking bot crooked zebras.
Yeah. Bruce, you know, we're up very high on...
That's right. I want to thank everybody that's listening to us on TalkStream Live.
Yeah, it's great. We're up very high. We're like fourth row or something like that.
And it's incredible. Thank you, everybody who tunes in 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Mountain Time now on TalkStream Live, the Bruce Montalvo Show on TalkStream Live. Be sure to listen to us on iTunes, listen to us on Stitcher, and check out Exposed News, folks. You want to be up to date with all the news that we're covering. Go to Exposed News, covering what the alternative media is too afraid to expose. That's Exposed News on YouTube. Subscribe, folks. I got so many videos that are going viral now, folks. I am literally the king of alternative media right now. I'm at the top of my game. That's for sure. That's for sure. And you know who's falling from the top of places? These two men. These two men that fell off of a California cliff while playing Pokemon Go. And I'm looking at TalkStream Live, and one of our good buddies tweeted, Death by Pokemon. Maybe that should be the episode. The name for this episode should be Death by Pokemon. Because, I mean, people are dying from this thing.
Yeah, Bruce. I don't know. I mean, if you're a gamer, you probably don't have much to live for, and that's probably what the NSA thinks anyway. If you just think that like life is just worth just pissing away your entire time with. I mean, what happened with that Wii? I mean, they had that whole Wii revolution. My nephews had them.
They still have them.
Yeah,
they spy on you for the military-industrial complex. They have the Xbox Connect. That thing literally spies on you. Who knows? It probably operates drones. You got freaking Beavis and Butthead operating drones. You don't think the idiots in your household can operate a drone or with a freaking Xbox? They literally train people to operate drones by playing these games sometimes. You ever played Call of Duty?
No.
That game is like military training. That's like going to Army PsyOps or Civil Affairs. I mean, you're getting ready.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to fight the American people, folks.
Well, you know what? It's another way of like fighting the American people, using our military without even the military knowing that it could be the American people. I mean, in theory.
Well, you know, some of them say that they would never fire on American citizens, but you know what? In the end, you have the Air Force flying up there. It's just like Star Wars. All the Emperor has to say is, execute Order 66. And that's it. It's finito.
Right.
It's finito, folks. Now, I want to touch up on something funny with you. What do you make of W dancing all willy-nilly like an idiot at that Dallas memorial? I mean, to me, obviously he's high as a kite. But to me, it proves that maybe W has somewhat of a heart. Maybe W wants to tell the world that this Dallas thing was a glorified psyop. So he's dancing around because it's a big freaking fake fest. And you see the Obamas cringing over there. But to me, I mean, we made a funny meme, didn't we? We made a funny meme. It took off. We were talking about what drugs all of them must have been on. And that was hysterical.
Yeah, well, I looked at it.
What's the list that Bush was on?
Well, I looked at it and I said, oh, man, you just got to make a meme out of that one, you know? And I was like, I got it. What drug is everyone on? And first, because Bush looked hysterical. I mean, he looked so decontextualized, out of place. And I wrote that he was like, booze, coke, and Prozac. And Michelle Obama was looking like strong as usual. And
she took some. He took some steroids.
Well, I said
Michael Obama took steroids, and you forgot.
Barry, I said, was opiates.
Right, and Bush probably laced. Bush probably had a joint that was laced with cocaine.
Oh.
Some weed laced cocaine joint, because that's how he rolls.
All right, well, I don't know about that, but that's what I said.
You think?
And then I said Laura. I said nothing at all.
That's Laura Bush is just a square, folks.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even have a freaking sip of Zima. She didn't even have wine. But anyway, do you think W literally he gets the courage to call up his dad when he's all high and he's like, "Daddy, I'm tired of you telling me how to run my life." I'm talking about Harold and Kumar. That was a funny scene. Anyway. But it's proved that Bush is a freaking, just stoner. How do you know he wasn't stoned up there? He didn't hit the bong. He had a couple of hits from the bong. Nah, but I think he was on some type of happy pills. You're right. Maybe the Prozac mixed with some whiskey, mixed with some Coke. Definitely some Coke. W likes the Coke.
Mm. So the story goes, but whatever, it just seemed very strange, and Obama had a solemn look on his face.
Oh my God, that guy looked like he was doing heroin.
Didn't look right.
That guy looks like he's on heroin. Obama.
Either that or he was just trying to keep his face.
Obama looks like he slams heroin in between his fat toe. Just like I said, it looks like he's slamming it right there. He's squirting the freaking heroin in his eye. I mean, that guy looks like a junkie. And a skinny one at that. He's withering away. Mm. He is
It must be very stressful to be president.
A toothpick.
They take the blame for a lot of things, right? I mean, looks like nobody wants to admit that there's other people behind the presidents besides the president. So they, of course, just sit there and take the blame for
Of course, we drove by the main hub that controls the entire military complex when we were in D.C. What was it? The freaking Pentagon. They're the ones that run freaking
the Pentagon.
They're the ones that tell him what to do.
Oh, no,
They're the ones that tell him how to put on his underwear.
You know what the president does? They absorb all the shocks and blows from anybody else that's really there, that's giving the orders. Because
you're right, maybe he did do some blow as well.
I mean, the Pentagon, how many people are working in there? That place is ginormous. And how many people that are really running the Pentagon? The people that are running the Pentagon are telling the leaders, the so-called leaders, they're not leaders, they're just spokespeople. You're just voting for a spokesperson. There's a system in order, in case you haven't figured out, Americans, that we have a checks and balances, a judicial system, we have all kind, different branches of government. In case you didn't know, we're not in a fucking dictatorship anymore, or ever was. So stop trying to act like it is, and stop trying to blame the fucking president for everybody's problems, because it's not the president's fault. In part, it's everybody's fault, because you didn't put pressure on your local legislation, and then you need to definitely vote for your congressman, and then your laws that pertain to you got to vote for your own local leaders.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, who gives a flying flip? Who gives a flying flip about the president? Well, who really matters is your local law enforcement, your local sheriff, because he's the one that enforces the law.
Right, so that's why I don't really give two frups who becomes president, because it's all the same old. But
let me tell you something about these treasonous people that are running for president right now. These treasonous people. Right now you have Saudi Arabia right now, hashtag Saudi Arabia, and the 28 pages that are supposed to come out that prove Saudi Arabia's involvement in the planning of the 9/11 attacks. All right, they financed the hijackers, some of them, right? Well, Saudi Arabia is also financing Hillary Clinton. Saudi Arabia is giving Hillary Clinton $25 million on the record that we know of, folks. So, at the end of the day, I mean, ask yourselves, does Hillary Clinton really care about me? Really? Or does she care? How many? Just look in your wallet. Look how many dollars you may have. You don't have as many dollars as the Saudi Arabians who bought her off for $25 million. So she doesn't give a damn about you, folks. She gives a damn about the Saudi Arabians who are funding her. So you see Saudi Arabia responding to the declassification of the 28 pages. So they're pissed. They're pissed that the truth is coming out. I mean, those guys are pigs. Literally, I mean, you saw it in American Dad. You see how they treat women? See how fast they wanted to kill Stan's wife?
I don't need American Dad for me to watch to know how disgusting those kind of Arabs.
Do they even allow Jews in Saudi Arabia? I mean, I heard if you're a Jew, they kill you.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think that you would go in there with an Israeli passport.
Right. It's just rays of sunshine here, folks, on the Bruce Montalvo show. If you go over to Saudi Arabia, you know what? You never want to be in Saudi Arabia because I have to be around you 24/7. Yeah, I'd put a burqa on you, and then mandated to beat you. Also, the Saudi Arabians it wouldn't look normal if I was just walking around making out with you. I would have to slap you in Saudi Arabia, pa pa. I would have to slap the shit out of you in Saudi Arabia. Maybe we should move to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
it's like a total man's haven. No, because I'm sick of it. The women are too empowered here in America. Yeah. We need to move back to Saudi Arabia. I'm just kidding.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But it's insanity, folks. The Saudi Arabians are paying Hillary Clinton, so she's a two-faced wench at the end of the day, folks. And at the end of the day, if you want to support the Bruce Montalvo show, be sure to go to 5starhousegoods.com. Those are my new friends over at 5starhousegoods.com and use coupon code Bruce5. And you'll support this broadcast. So the best in all your home needs, for the best, go to 5starhousegoods.com. And if you want the best in CCTV surveillance systems, the best in home security for your home, just go to eastbymall.com. Use coupon code BruceNY. You'll save 10%. And for organic tea, the best on the market, go to lacharmteausa.com and type in Bruce NY, save 10%, and you'll save on the best organic brands of tea with my good friends over at lacharmteausa.com. That's right.
Well, yeah, Bruce.
Support the broadcast.
Yeah, people gotta stick around. You know what I'm saying? Check out our old broadcasts or old shows.
And we made it real easy. They can go to iTunes. They can go to Stitcher. They can go to YouTube. Type in the Bruce Montalvo show. They can listen to our podcast. We update the YouTube just weekly. Every Friday broadcast, we are always updating. We got our new show up there. And they can listen. They can listen to the archives, go back, and subscribe as well.
Right. But back to this, niece thing. It's just the most recent daily shooter. I mean, I just think it's hysterical how your hat is exactly what we bought last week. And you're there exposing the last shooter with pretty much with that hat, you had on, I don't remember, but you had...
Well, I made a video called I Don't Hate Black People, and that's how I debuted the hat, because everybody's saying, oh, you're racist, because you're saying it's a hoax for stupid folks. We're just saying black people are stupid. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that Beyonce and the whole crowd of fucking morons behind Jay-Z and all those fucking idiots, those people in Brooklyn that like to have the fresh smell of shit on their stoop. Those people are stupid. Those are the people I was talking about. Hoaxes for stupid folks.
First of all, everybody in Brooklyn doesn't believe them. And a lot of people laugh at them. And a lot of people are very enlightened in Brooklyn. A
lot of people are enlightened. That's why they're taking ketamine in Brooklyn. And there was 33 overdoses. Now, I don't know if that was some type of army psyops hoax where they just had a bunch of people that were supposedly on ketamine in Brooklyn. But they titled it Brooklyn Zombieland. So that's where we left. We left Brooklyn Zombieland, and that communist, that comrade, de Blasio, is literally letting hobos take a dump in New York. But what's worse is that turd that's lingering on your stoop now in Brooklyn, it's radioactive because of the Indian Point nuclear power plant nuclear leak that's leaking thousands and thousands of radioactive...
They just turned it back on again.
Just gallons
They shut it off and they turned it back on.
Radioactivity right into the groundwater in New York City, right into the Hudson.
Yes, it's unbelievable. We also found out about Albuquerque. I mean, we knew about Albuquerque, New Mexico, while figuring out what happened to Indian Point, because they blame kitty litter. Get this, they blame kitty litter on New Mexico, and in fact, it's the opposite. They were using kitty litter to absorb the nuclear waste because it's one of the few things that they say that potentially on the planet can absorb. I don't really know if I believe that, but they're saying that it absorbs the tritium. At least it actually soaks it up. So they're using it to soak it up, and that's what happened in New York. And New York they started shifting I saw they were sending kitty litter to Indian Point, and I pulled an article. It was crazy. So, I mean, it's just disgusting there, and people are very confused, and what people don't understand, that's like everywhere, that like once you have a nuclear incident, it takes millions and millions of years for it to heal. It's not like a little tar spill, sorry. It's really serious, and it doesn't just go away. It's not like what Halliburton happened, to the Gulf. It's like, what happened is not really repairable. You got to move the fuck away.
Right, and we spoke about these big cats earlier, Karl Rove and Dick Cheney, who were pretty much the masterminds behind W. They're the ones that profited off of that Gulf spill with the BP. They're the ones that are profiting left and right. So you got to wonder who's profiting over at Indian Point. But again, folks, I was bashing New York for a second because
the medical industry is going to be profiting from making everybody sick and dying.
I was bashing New York for that specific reason because they've become zombies over there. They don't care that they're being nuked. I mean, the Ninja Turtles told them they were radioactive. They still don't care. That was predictive programming for Indian Point.
St. John the Divines,
right?
The church.
They're right. In the pillars, they're showing you that the waters of New York are just toxic. They're deadly. They're showing you that. And these are the same people. That's why I made that video. I don't hate black people because it's obvious. I don't hate black people. I'm trying to wake people up. I just don't. Just because I like, I say that I don't like Jay-Z or Beyonce. I say that they're stupid. That makes me racist in today's world.
Well,
that makes me a bigot.
First of all, they themselves cannot be stupid. Okay.
They're trying to kill black people themselves by telling black people to go and attack police. Mm. These people are sick. These people are slime. These people are scum. I care more about black people than Jay-Z or Beyonce. I care more about black people.
Bruce, those people that they are targeting, people in Brooklyn are not really paying attention to them. Trust me. They're just from there for their props. People listen to them, like their old music, but it's not like that, Bruce. It's mostly the idiots. It is a honeypot for idiots. You are right. But it's not like, you got to be kind of smart to live in New York these days. Everything's so fucking expensive.
No, they're living like communists now. Okay, I saw it on the Drudge Report. They're living like communists.
And they don't have time for Jay-Z and Beyonce. You understand?
Are you kidding me? They have that crap just like on rerun in their iPod. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? I've seen the zombies in the subways. I've seen all the freaking Illuminati symbolism and eyeballs in the subways and all these zombies among that. I've seen it. Okay. It's literally like the world you're living, like in the world from Fahrenheit 451. Maybe. Everybody's got their fucking seashells on. And nobody cares.
Well, I think there are worse places where more idiots are. Like, I think in Arizona there's a lot more stupid people than there are in Brooklyn. So.
Well, there's a lot of crackheads here. A lot of methamphetamine heads.
I mean, they're very nice here.
They got no teeth.
I have no problems with the people, like, in their etiquette.
Yeah,
very
sometimes
nice.
You've been into the German ladies. Yeah,
everybody's very nice here. But, I don't know how with it they are, but in Brooklyn, people like...
Oh, I'm sick of Brooklyn.
I'm
so glad to be out of Brooklyn.
We got sick in Brooklyn. We were
I was getting sick in Brooklyn.
And couldn't breathe.
No, because you're literally like a filter for... like a cigarette butt of New York. You're breathing in all the asbestos of every building they're knocking down constantly in your neighborhood. You're breathing it, and you're breathing it, and you're breathing it, and you're rotting away from the inside. And you own nothing, you got nothing, you live like a fucking communist in New York, and there you go. Your Bernie Sanders falls flat on his face.
Just look at Indian Point. Just look at how this disgusting place looks. Look
like
at the water
turd
around there.
It looks like a turd in a toilet bowl.
Yeah,
it
does. Look at all that murky crap coming out of it. It's killing people.
Disgusting.
The groundwater is millions of times worse than the levels that it can be. Anybody that you know that's living up and around should just dip. They should tell them to get out of there fast, like run. I
mean, you have friends. Too. You keep saying you have friends that are dying or getting sick from cancer that live around the area.
Yeah, I'm just a crazy conspiracy, exaggerating and paranoid or whatever, or looking for...
But conspiracy that is Jaja, folks.
Right? I just make up shit, so I exaggerate. It's
make up shit?
I exaggerate. That's what they say. They don't want to listen to me.
She just makes up shit, folks.
Yeah,
you heard it on the show.
They don't want to listen to me. It doesn't matter.
The trolls are going to have that on loop now. I just make up shit.
Yeah, I mean,
don't feed the trolls,
you
folks.
can't really tell people what to do. I mean, you could tell them, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna do their little research and they'll be like, why isn't everybody else leaving? Why are they the only ones?
Let me tell you what we can't make up. We can't make up all the fake victims and fake suspects and all these basically like casting call pictures that are showing up all over the internet right now pertaining to that Nice terror attack. Where they said they killed 84 people. You see the mugs of some of these people? They look like they're trying out for American Idol. Every single one of these pictures looks like they're trying out for American Idol. And that guy from Orlando, you see all his pictures? They're making him look like he's like taking a selfie. I literally think that selfies are for fruitcakes. They got
it's
taking
really
a fruitcake selfies, and
really
then they
horrible.
got these
really bitchy
these
of people
broads
who do that.
here with like overdone makeup here, and these losers that look like geeks, and then this chic with like, I mean, come on,
geeks and sheiks,
geeks, sheiks, and sluts. That's what you have as fake victims, fake suspects, flood social networks. I mean, this attack in Nice is a hoax. You saw me; I was analyzing the news all day before the show. I was watching how the truck was not plowing through anybody, and again, the film was out of focus. You figure that people have all these high-tech freaking phones, right? They would get the shot of at least like a head getting blown off or some legs or some blood splatters. Nothing. It's just like he's driving on by in the middle of a crisis actor parade.
Right.
It is such a hoax, and the people are buying it hook, line, and sinker. They're so stupefied. They believe everything these reptilians in the news tell them.
And guess what now? Now we're having Arab Spring Part 2.
Arab Spring Part 2.
Yes, everybody.
You covered the original one.
Yeah, I had like straight up real Egyptians during the crisis several times on damage control. And now it's happening all over again. It's not that hard to fool them. And there they go, military coup in Turkey. It looks like what they did with Mubarak and Morsi, you know, they just kept cooing it, you know, and then they have Sisi in charge now. And, you know, they just, this is New World Order, you know, they don't like you, get out.
All right, and then you got that Androgen guy literally declaring himself Hitler, and now they have the military all over the place. And guess what they do? As soon as they have martial law, take this as a forewarning, folks. As soon as they have martial law, what are they going to do? They shut down Facebook, they shut down Twitter, they shut down YouTube, and guess what? All of those services are blocked right now in Turkey. You know why? Because they don't want to see all the atrocities that are being committed right now by the Turkish military on its civilians. They're probably blowing their heads off and killing them, but you're not going to see that on the news. You're not going to see that on the news. Supposedly these 84 casting call actors and actresses freaking died, and you get to see their little pretty mugs, right? But you don't get to see these people that are probably being slaughtered right now in Turkey. Do you?
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's... Right. They pick and choose what they want.
Because they just shut off the news. They shut off the news for them. They can't live stream anything.
Right.
They can't message you about what's happening to them.
Well,
they're literally under attack.
They'll have real blood on their hands. And let me tell you something. A lot of Syrians ran to Turkey. So don't be so sure they're not doing some, like, Syrian beatdown. You know what I'm saying? Some corralling of Syrians during that time. You understand? They could have targeted. You have no idea. You don't speak Arabic. You don't know what's going on over there. You need real people over there to like.
That's right. I need like an Arabic correspondent. I need like a midget in a lapel that speaks Arabic over there.
Wait a second.
Like
I'm fucking Turkish. Don't tell me that I'm a midget. My family's not midgets.
Excuse me. I said I need someone that is a midget.
Yeah, but they're in Turkey.
If I had a midget broadcasting the news for me from freaking Turkey, okay, you don't think that would be like freaking like cutting edge on exposed news?
Yeah,
and I'm Bruce Montalvo, and here's my reporter, a midget from Turkey, live.
I thought you were calling Turks midgets. So we're not midgets.
No. Stinky Salvadorians and Guatemalans are midgets. I've seen it. Those guys are midgets.
Right. But no, Turks are big. They're not little. They're not like them.
Well, they got those big Mason hats with their little frilly things on them.
That's right.
And the little friggin' Star of Saturn.
They used to be Jews. They used to be Jews in Turkey, you know. That's what they were, Sephardic Jews, and then they were Turkish, and then they went to Greece. They switched it over the boundaries, the borders over there. And then now they were Greek. First they were Turkish, and they were Greek. But
that's what happens. See, people don't know the real history of the Jews. They're always kicking our asses from left to right. They kicked the Jews out of Egypt multiple times. They took their gold. They took their jewelry. Why? Because the Egyptians were working with freaking the Nazis, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, multiple times Jews have gotten their ass kicked by Egyptians, and nobody cares. Right now, the people from Turkey are getting their asses kicked by the military, and you don't get to see that. No, look over here where there's like some truck just driving around, not really crushing anyone. Just people acting like they're in freaking Hollywood. That's what it is. It's a Hollywood freaking movie set.
Bruce, there's so many bad things that are going on in the earth.
Crisis
right now.
actor mania.
Do you know that next week there's going to be something that I heard a talk show host hint at called Scorched Earth? And I saw the map, and you peeked at it too. But this map shows so much of Kansas and North and South Dakota completely scorched. So it's going to be called, I think it's Scorched Earth Policy. And there's some crazy thing going on where they're burning heat waves and
So the United States is literally on fire. You don't know if they're using HAARP or some type of directed energy weapon to heat up the freaking earth for something big. Maybe they're trying to set off the New Madrid or the San Andreas. Okay, so I mean you got reports from Virginia, the UN tanks, and then you got UN troops mobilizing every day. So it's okay, any day now, the big event, what's it going to be? A silent weapon for a silent war? But that literally explains a lot to me, folks, because it's been smoldering here. You try to stay cool in Tucson. Hey, you got to be one cool vato to stay cool in Tucson, folks, because it is so hot here. Not as hot as Phoenix. Those are 120 degree, 117.
But Kansas is going to be way hotter.
Kansas is going to be hotter than that.
Missouri, the Wizard of Oz is going to go crazy, in Kansas, man. Those flames are going to be flying. And who knows if the whole state's going to be on fire. It looked like on the map, crazy. I think there's going to be major disasters that's going to happen in, North Dakota. And that's what they said. It looks it. And then I heard FEMA was there already years ago. And they were already taking precautions. I made a call to Alex Jones on his show. One Sunday, I heard from a friend that gave me intel in FEMA that said they were in North and South Dakota, and they were taking preparations. They were already building little stations. So maybe this is it for them. Maybe this is the big one for the Dakotas. It's going to go up. The scorched earth.
Scorched earth. And there's also something else that's going to be going on, folks. I literally think it's a mobilization of Army PSYOPs and civil affairs to spy on you here because you've become the enemy now. The military considers you an enemy, and they parade and masquerade as patriots, but literally they have COINTELPRO out there trying to befriend you when they're really working for Army PSYOPs, and they're going to have mass Army PSYOP freaking rallies. I mean, the days of rage, that has been infiltrated. It started off, I used to march with the We Are Change LA and Hollywood crew back in the day, right before the Libyan war. And after that, I said, I'm not marching with anybody anymore. There's too many COINTELPRO, there's too many agents, there's too many feds, there's too many trolls. And what's to stop one of them from creeping up on you with a 22 and popping you with a little bullet? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
then when your back's turned, because they're cowards. And they want to shut up somebody that tells the truth and is valiant about his truth. Right? Every day I got trolls on YouTube telling me that I should die and die. Why? Because I got the They Live glasses on and I can see their formaldehyde fresh! I can see it. And it bothers me, folks, because I want to help my fellow humanity. I want to enlighten my brothers, my sisters. I want to let them know what the truth really is. I see a hoax in the news. I'm going to say it, folks.
I mean, right here are violent rallies being fomented on...
Oh, they're going to have massive Army PSYOP rallies. That's what this Days of Rage is.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're going to have provocateurs, agent provocateurs try to stage
in 37
or start
cities,
something.
Including Phoenix.
Maybe they'll have them clash with Black Lives Matter. That'll be juicier, right? You'll get more of that in the news.
Something's going to happen.
Civil war, race divide. It all leads to what?
Listen, they all have your...
Activating Walmart.
They all have your photograph. They're all copying your logo. Yeah.
Right. I saw that on the article. They're literally copying our homeboy Hoodie from Exposed News, our mascot. Right. No, I saw it, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to stage mass army freaking drills. And what happened here locally? Why don't you tell them what happened to our local pools, where we believe Army PSYOPs is just out of control before this day of rage happens? What are they doing? They're literally trying to test the emotions of people locally, aren't they? I mean, you want to take a dip because, like you just said, this scorched earth, it's so freaking hot, you want to go to your pool, right? Well, guess what Army PSYOPs is now doing to your pools? What are they doing?
Well, we went to the pool last weekend. We showed up there. It was like really hot, and they went ahead. And this is the one we went to was a clean pool. One of the 2 or 3 clean pools that we thought are okay in Tucson. And it looks like this was the one near the Air Force Base, and it was completely covered in ramen noodles, cement, eggs, flour,
mustard.
They were disgusting, and they did it to another one called Quincy Douglas, I heard. I mean, it's just like disgusting people. And then I heard they did it last year, too. So basically, Bruce and I were standing around. We went there like, yo, what's up with that? They didn't see who did it. They're like, oh, no. So we're like, basically, they're begging for cameras, in our own little way. But that's what they want. They want us to beg for cameras. They want us to beg for security. They want cameras in those bathrooms looking at all those
That's
naked
right,
people.
And if you want cameras,
everybody
folks...
loves naked people. They're all naked in those freaking bathrooms.
And if you want cameras, folks, this is a perfect time for shameless self-promotion. Go to eastbymall.com and type in Bruce NY and buy some CCTV. You want to be safe, right? You want to make sure they don't vandalize your pool? No, but really, they're trying to use surveillance. Now, they want you to love surveillance. They want to use it to spy on you. It goes back to the Pokemon game. And speaking of the Pokemon game, folks, it's that time. It's that time for that top 10 list of mine. That top 10 list that I did not steal from David Letterman. Totally, I didn't steal it from that guy, I promise. Number 10, we got this article here, soon to be up on Before It's News, Exposed News, Before It's News account. You have 100% proof Pokemon Go is part of a NSA geospatial intelligence plot. Okay, Pokemon Go there appears to be an unclaimed gym in the demilitarized zone in the North and South Koreas. With the world now in the grips of Pokemon Go fever, the gyms are already under the command of experienced trainers. Okay, so they got an area that's by North Korea and South Korea, basically tempting people to go over there and ask for trouble and have Kim Jong-dong freaking peel your cat back. But that's what it is. They're using it for geospatial intelligence. They want to be omnipresent. They want to be everywhere at all times. Jaja and I were talking earlier about a creep that was following us around when we went on a family trip. Okay, we had our little youngling with us, and this freaking guy, we had our Yugen with us because we're a Hitler family, and this guy was trying to catch us like we were Pokemon. It was. I was gonna go punch this guy in the face. Janine had to stop me. I didn't know. Jaja had to stop me because it was evident that this guy was some type of NSA troll. It was just beyond me, folks. But it's an evil freaking game. It truly is. How don't you know that you're not summoning some type of demon every time you say freaking Pikachu like 666 times? It's just strange. And all these pocket monsters, it kind of reminds me of some type of Solomon's 72 demons, like, symbolism. Like they're all some type of demons or something. That's what they are. That's what it is. They want, you got the Harry Potter for kids. What, they're teaching the kids sorcery with that? Right? Just indoctrinating them little by little into the esoteric world. But it's not really so esoteric when it comes down to it. I mean, Pokemon's for like little kids and stuff. But the government is using it as a tool for geospatial intelligence. That's for sure, folks. And that is number 10. And here we have number 9. 33 people, like I mentioned earlier, this article here from the New York Post. 33 people were hospitalized after they overdosed on K2. Now, I don't know if that's cat tranquilizers or they had to go and break into some type of veterinarian to freaking get their drugs, to get their fix. But it says here Brooklyn has become a zombie land as 33 people have been hospitalized after K2 overdoses. Dozens of half-dead, zombie-like people blindly staggered through the streets of Brooklyn neighborhood known as Zombieland. So there's a neighborhood in Brooklyn known as Zombieland. And that could be more apropos because, like I said earlier, Comrade de Blasio is allowing hobos to literally shit on your stoop in Brooklyn. It's disgusting, folks. It is a zombie land over there, and they're nuked. They're drinking radioactive water, courtesy of Indian Point, and not just that, but now they got a bunch of bums and hobos overdosing on K2. You know, I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. This guy was shooting up heroin at the Brooklyn Hospital down the street from where we live. Jaja was feeling under the weather. I was feeling under the weather, so we went into the ER, and as I'm waiting in the ER, there's a guy that goes into the bathroom and is like slamming heroin in between his fat toe. And I was disgusted. And there's another guy talking about, you know, I'm on this drug and I'm on that drug and I'm freaking, you know, shooting this up. It's disgusting. Brooklyn has become a zombie land. It really has. And that is number 9. Number 9 on the top 10 list. As we're scrolling down, we see number 8. Number 8, folks. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is known, if you go back into his presidency, he's known for selling U.S. security. Okay, not just U.S. security, but he's also giving away land, you know, just national parks and to the UN, you know, giving them up to the UN. Now, Yosemite or Yellowstone or the Grand Canyon, he gave those parks up. American land was given up as collateral for the Chinese debt. And who knows what more intelligence and U.S. freaking intel the Clintons are just happily handing over to the Chinese. And we know that, you know, that woman, that wench, Hillary Clinton, just had a private email server. Why'd she have a private email server? Who is she talking to, right? Who was selling intel to who? That's what they're trying to figure out. But the FBI is so corrupt and she's got them in her freaking pocket that nothing's ever going to happen with that. But we have number 8, Bill Clinton and the selling of U.S. security. That one's by my buddy Bill Hicks and his outfit over there. Anyway, folks, number 8. That's number 8. And we go to Exposed News. Exposed News. Mexicans have become the new N-words. That's right. I made this video to basically promote the fact that Mexicans have become just that. I think I saw that in the Bobby Kennedy movie, where they said that, oh, we've become the new N-word, some Mexican guy said. But that's exactly the truth, because now they're asking for welfare, they're burning the American flag, they're punching out stupid Trump supporters, and there you have it, folks. Watch the video, go to Exposed News. Mexicans have become the new bleep N-word. And it's hysterical. It really is. It really is. Now I think I'm at number 7 here. And I covered this earlier. Talk about death by Pokemon. I have 2 men who fell off a cliff in California while playing Pokemon Go. 2 men fall off a cliff while playing Pokemon Go in Anaheim. A player was stabbed. And also, there's 2 stories in this. It's 2 joint stories containing Pokemon deaths, and some guy was stabbed by a group of men in a park. So, people are dying, folks. People are dying from playing this game. And it's literally an NSA game. They're having fun. They're in a van somewhere, laughing their asses off as they led whoever they led, those 2 imbeciles, off a cliff. Who knows what they were trying to catch? Maybe they were about to catch them all. And as soon as he caught the last Charmander, just like Wile E. Coyote, he freaking falls off the edge, right? What a dumbass. I mean, seriously, folks. Man, that guy was really robbing our oxygen, right? We're going to miss those guys. Number 6, Trump campaign hits crooked Hillary with Pokemon Go parody video. So now you got Trump cashing in on the Pokemon Go madness. In this Pokemon Go parody video, the Trump campaign targets crooked Hillary, often found lying to the American people and rigging the system. That's funny. I think I mentioned that they should have Hillary trapped in a freaking Pokemon ball, folks. You just throw a freaking Pokemon ball out there and just catch her evil ass because, catch her and her taco bowl because she's going to turn this country into a freaking leftist cesspit if we let that happen. I believe we're at number 5. Speaking of the reptile, Hillary Clinton wants to use Pokemon Go to register voters. Clinton is making use of Pokemon Go to register voters in the stupidest of all states and the fattest, Ohio. And they got some fat, stupid people in that state. I really couldn't wait to get out of that state when I was driving through it. I mean, it's really a disgusting state, folks. We go to number 4. First picture of Mohammed Lahochaich ID card found at Nice terror scene. This guy, seriously, he looks like a freaking camel jockey version of Jason Bourne. Whoever was driving this freaking terror truck. It says here, first picture of Mohammed card found at Nice. Warning, distressing images. I didn't see any distressing images. Telling me at least 84 people, including several children, were dead. I didn't see any of that. And you know what's really pissing me off, folks? What's really pissing me off is YouTube, who, anytime I make a video that says staged, hoax, false flag, or 100% fake, they don't think it's advertiser friendly. You see, that's just another way for Facebook to censor the truth. They try to go after your monetization. They try to go after your hits and so on. I mean, it's just really beyond me how tyrannical YouTube is. I mean, as imperative as YouTube is to get the message out, it's also heavily controlled, folks. I mean, they go in there and they send their trolls after you. They give you multiple death threats on YouTube, and what are you supposed to do? Just laugh at it, right? Because if any of these assholes try to act out on their freaking threats, I mean, I got my castle doctrine right over here, folks, and I'm not afraid to use it. So here you have number 4, first picture of La ID card found. Of course, just like 9/11. Just like 9/11, what they found, that passport unsinged, and just dusted off by some agent. They just dropped it there at the scene of the crime. They always have to have some type of terror calling card, like the Joker. Like the Joker leaving his calling card, folks. And then all these two-faced bastards that just laugh and, laugh at how stupid the American people are, that you literally have the Smith-Mundt Act that has been repealed that used to prevent the government from literally honey-dicking and honey-potting the American people with propaganda. Now the government is in tandem with the media making propaganda every day. That's why I'm saying the news has become a freaking Hollywood movie reel. It really has, folks. We go to number 3, Turkish military launch attempted coup. Now this is huge. Right here, Turkish military coup fails as Erdogan retains control. So there you have, that's how Erdogan, who said he wanted to jail journalists for making fun of him or whatever the hell, that fascist in Turkey now has tanks rolling through the streets of Turkey, ready to just regulate, just beat down on those Turkish citizens there, folks. It says Erdogan has flown into Istanbul after the Turkish military coup overthrow. He had failed. Erdogan landed in Atatürk Airport. So you have this fascist bastard, literally putting Turkey on its freaking knees. So the people over there are getting slaughtered. They're getting hacked, and you're not seeing any of that. You're just seeing these supposed warning images, these distressing images of people that were plowed by this truck in France, and I haven't seen any of them. I didn't see anything. And Jaja's joining me back, right, in the middle of the top 10 list.
That's right, Bruce. Where are we up to?
We're here discussing the Turkish military coup, and I'm just discussing the obvious, how the president is literally got Turkey like hanging like a bully, and he's giving Turkey a swirly right now.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of time before they actually just completely take it over. I don't know what's going on in Turkey. They used to be like kind of secular at one point. Now they started becoming more Sharia and more crazy. And I just think any of that stuff's like fanaticism for idiots. And when you can co-opt and propagate idiocy to an entire country, and you be able to package it up and even sell it or spoon feed it, and they have already a template from the Arab Spring in Egypt.
Right.
That was like a long-standing crisis that went on and on and on, and like people really got killed. People really got pissed off at each other. Families were really sick upon each other. Really local people killed each other.
You didn't see that in the news.
Well, I saw it in the Egyptian
thousands
news.
and thousands of people killed. You didn't see that in the American news. And listen to this fascist in Turkey. He just said that he will remain in power. Erdogan said he'll remain in power even if it means war.
They love that. Power for who? You think the people love them so much? The people don't love them so much. War against who? War against the people? It's me, the leader, against all the people. What kind of like dynamic are they setting up? It's just completely psychotic.
We have number 2, Tunisia, from Arab Spring, like you just mentioned. Arab Spring to the cradle of terror. That's what it is. What's the coincidence that you could have what happened in Nice, and then you could have this uprising in Tunisia, or not even an uprising, a military coup where they're crushing a possible uprising. I mean, this is all controlled. This is all planned. The Bilderbergers probably came up with this, and now what's around the corner for these guys? The Bohemian Grove is literally starting like tomorrow.
Do you know that Nice is a vacation spot? It's like for rich people. So I don't really believe that the terrorists
That's
are over
number
there.
2.
I don't believe that terrorists are there. It just sounds like crap. It sounds like just some crazy... All the rich people go to Nice and Saint-Tropez, you know? They go there for vacation and spend their dolos over there, the euros, you know?
Right.
And it's for... high-class people. I don't really see like that. What, the people from Marseille, the Arabs in the country are like misbehaving? I don't know. It just sounds a little very hoaxy. And maybe they want to put security cameras in Nice. Maybe it's security camera time in Nice. They weren't able to cover that area yet. And now they were trying to make some reason for it to happen over there.
Well, literally, they have satellites that can basically spy on the entire world. They could see if you're dropping a pea from your fork.
They can, but
the
legally
ground.
they won't be able to use it in court. Once they're able to have the physical surveillance with cameras, if a crime does occur, then they can actually obtain the tapes. But in the meanwhile, they have to rely on fake psychics to somehow play a part.
Well, they're relying on psyops.
Well, they have psyops
In the
doing
news.
it, and psychics, fake psychics that will tell them. They report to the policeman who did what. They're like, oh, I have a psychic feeling that the blood was over here. And they actually are some of the people they're trying to help. They are just the middleman for the NSA that actually do know what's going on. But because that would be using evidence that's illegal, because we're not supposed to be surveilled.
So that could very well be behind the Turkey coup. That could be they want to get in there. The New World Order wants in on Turkey. And we know that they had a lot of the ISIS fighters, or the CIA fighters that they call ISIS, going from Turkey into Syria. There was like an opening in the border right there, so they were letting them right in. And they're getting training out of,
Operation Chaos?
All that. It has become Operation Chaos. But out of Jordan, I wanted to say Jordan, they're right there in Jordan, the CIA is. The CIA is up to this. The CIA is literally starting paramilitary coups everywhere. Ever since they shot Kennedy, that has been big business for the CIA.
Well, if you think about it, Bruce, it's what the One World Order wants to orchestrate. They want to create, like, think of it like spirals, like a whirlpool, right? Whirlpool and shit, like a tornado. They like to, like, shake up like a little chaos, but it's all like the same thing. And how the fuck could the same thing happen in Turkey as it's happening in Egypt without the same people being behind it? So if the same people behind it, how could it be the same people if they're in Turkey and they're in Egypt? They're supposed to be more C and CC and the people, and now it's in Turkey. Oh yeah, right. Somebody's orchestrating it. Somebody's calling people. They already know how to collate and call people to areas where they congregate. How would they know to all run out in the middle of the fucking street with their hands?
Well, they're not going to know anything now because they shut down Facebook, they shut down YouTube, and they shut down Twitter in Turkey. And guess what? I have breaking news here, folks. The coup in Turkey is failing. The coup in Turkey. Cuckoo, what am I, a bird?
Yeah, you flew the coup.
The coup in Turkey is failing, and the military is losing control. It says here, angry Turks are dragging out commanders out of turrets and beating them. So I mean, it's getting out of control over there.
So you're saying that the turkeys flew the coop?
The turkeys flew the coop.
I think that's why you said coop, because you visually read it. Yeah.
Isn't Thanksgiving around the corner?
Well, not soon enough.
Well, I'm seeing Thanksgiving.
Not soon enough for the joke.
Thanksgiving freaking merchandise and memorabilia already being placed on the stores. Like
right.
They're getting ready for it.
But there is that joke there. You know, you got to read it. You know, the turkey and the coop. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bird flew the coop. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Right now, as we speak, large crowds are greeting that fascist Erdogan at the Istanbul airport. So there you have Istanbul, Nice, 9/11. Everything is terror, terror, terror. Everything in the news literally has to do with terror.
I was thinking that I was going to...
What are they, summoning some demon named Terror?
Yeah, there is a demon named Terror, right? Didn't you say that? Like, isn't that like one of the 72 demons from Solomon's temple?
It's exactly it, and I literally made that reference to Pokemon earlier. We have here, military has staged coups in 1960, coup in 1960, 1971, and 1980. Now we know they're going back into Iran. They ousted Mossadegh out of Iran. They got him out of there, and they put in some puppet into Iran, and then the CIA was responsible for Mao. They put Mao in there. So literally the CIA is maybe trying to make some transfer of power go down right now because it's the CIA that runs the rest of the world, believe it or not. It's the Nazis, it's the sheriffs, it's Daddy Bush. It's not W, folks. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I kind of like W. I don't think he's that bad, actually. I think he was just used by his daddy.
Oh, you say that now, right?
He was just being used by his daddy. Well, I don't care if that makes me sound like a total neocon.
Well, he wasn't,
he wasn't the president. Karl Rove was the president during W. Dick Cheney was the president. Rumsfeld was the president. And you know damn well Daddy Bush was calling all the shots. So what was W doing? He was just playing his freaking Game Boy in the back. And another funny thing about W, he's the only guy that could answer any question like he's some preteen girl.
Well,
see how he answers questions?
He's so
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I invaded Iraq. Whatever.
Yeah. He had to. It's like a job that he had to do. It's not like he wanted to do it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just put here. Look at him now. He's painting. That means he always wanted to be an artist.
I think he's in love with Putin or something. He's like painting Putin's nipple and like adding more like Art Nouveau to it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know, folks.
No, he's pretty good though. He's a pretty nice. I don't know what training he had, but it looks great. Like he's very painterly.
Very painterly. Very painterly indeed. You know what they're dubbing this terror attack in the PSYOP? I keep saying terror attack. That plays into the narrative that something terrible happened. Really, folks, I'm not going to say terror attack. I'm going to say PSYOP. Okay? They're saying that Mohammed and his terror truck in Nice. What was he, delivering ice cream over there?
Mm-hmm.
He was
nice cream.
He was delivering nice creams, yeah. That's what it's saying here. Oh my God, folks. It never ends. It literally is a PSYOP a day. I can't handle it. They're making me do so many exposed news reports.
Yeah, it's not fair.
I'm getting 26,572 hits here. I'm getting 200,
not dollars.
200,000. How do you know? How do you know I'm not getting paid by the hidden hand?
Oh, yeah. Well, if anybody wants to help us out, they should go to etsy.com/shop/antique obsessions. There's a few of our hot items on there, and you can
sizzling,
very hot, solid silver, red crusade. There's even silver plate, less price, small pieces of sterling bracelets. You know, I work with people. Somebody wants something on layaway today. You know, I have to work with that. That's fine if you need to do that. Just hit us up, and you could definitely get a good price from us. Or you can go to etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture, and I got some orgone healing gemstones over there, and we will be making new stuff very shortly.
That's right. So go to Antique Obsessions on Etsy and all that good stuff, folks. I got a good buddy of ours right here in the chat room, a good buddy Ruckus.
What?
He's actually telling me how to pronounce Erdogan's name. It's pronounced Erdogan. First of all, who cares about this eyeball-eating freaking Istanbul freaking bastard? He's run by the CIA! Why they gotta pronounce his name right? Erdogan. He's a fascist anyway. Screw him. Alright?
Burp again.
Anyway, shout-outs to everybody.
Yo, what's up, Ruckus?
In the chat room.
Old peoples and shit. That's hot.
Our good old friends that have seen many wars with us.
Yeah, they've seen many wars.
They've been in many a foxhole with us.
That's right, a foxhole, not a foxhole.
What, Fox News?
Fox News. That's the new name for Fox News.
Fox News?
We call them Fox News now, okay?
Fox News.
Yeah.
Because they're a bunch of dumb fucks.
Yeah, dumb
really,
fucks.
all the stupid bimbo bras, they're just sitting there with their legs crossed. Like they're trying to look like you, but they can't, right? But they're just brainless airheads. Mm. That's what they are. What do they call it? Info babes? I got an info babe right here, baby.
Yeah. Dropping the low, dropping the info. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do here, in Tucson. They be thinking like I'm from another planet here with my accent.
They look at you weird, these freaking cowboys out here.
Yeah, well, they talk funny over here, too, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? They have this cowboy robot. That thing looks funny. It literally looks like a little kid's stagecoach, like one of those little red wagons. Mm-hmm. And it's got like, it looks like Short Circuit, like that movie. It's kind of retarded. What's its purpose? You see the rise of the robots right now? There really is. But they're all retarded. One of them killed the terrorists, supposedly, right? But what do they want to do? They want to indoctrinate you that they're going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger T-1000 robots one day? I don't think so. I mean, they literally look stupid, some of these robots. I don't think they could take over a freaking can of soup.
Well, your boy Noel Sharkey said that it wasn't really possible.
Oh, that robots are mindless slaves. He admitted that.
Yeah, look at computers. They're only as good as you are. That's it. They're only as good as you are. If you want to have sex with your computer, go ahead.
God, man.
Go stick it in the slot and see what happens,
You're going to go... That's like sticking your freaking schlong in a bug zapper.
Yeah, or a toaster.
In a toaster. Oh, man. Forget about Mom's warm apple pie. I've been watching too much American Pie.
What about Peter's pot pie?
Anyway, folks, you're listening live.
That's what I want, some Peter Pot pie.
You're listening live, all the way live, to the Bruce Montalvo Show. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We are all the way live every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And as I was mentioning, they literally do have this new cowboy robot out there. All it's missing is the hat. That's the only thing it's missing. It's the freaking cowboy hat. It's quite funny, actually. It looks pretty moronical.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, they can't take over anything. It's you program these robots, and they'll do remedial tasks. I mean, some of these robots can't even make your bed 100% accurately. I mean, they're jerky, and you're mentioning sex robots. I mean, you try doing that with a robot with gears, that thing's gonna rip your freaking schlong right off.
I mean, yeah, it's just weird, man. I don't understand it, you know? I just don't understand how people can even imagine that would be interesting.
And here's the article right here. Meet Swagbot, the four-wheeled robot cowboy. A new cowboy in the old sense of the word. That's out on Popular Mechanics. I mean, I don't see... What the hell is this? It's pulling things. It's got 5 wheels. It looks like a spider, if you ask me. I mean, that's a robot? Really? Okay. Yeah, I wonder what kind of robots DARPA has. Because those are the ones I want to see. They probably have the freaking real Terminators.
Butterflies.
Real Terminators over there.
They got bugs that can spy on you.
Wow.
A lot of things. They got, we saw them, butterflies.
They have so many robotics. But you want to talk about people spying on you. How about Hillary Clinton and her phrase today when she was kissing Latinos' asses? What did she say? I see you. I hear you. I mean, really? Really, big sister? It doesn't get any more crooked than that two-faced Hillary Clinton. I mean,
she has to be a big sister, huh?
I have to nip this in the bud. I have to go after her every freaking Friday. I mean, she's going to be the president. We know it. But that makes me want to go after her even more.
Yeah. I thought you used to like her when you were a little kid. Maybe I should be jealous you're going after her, huh?
Really?
Maybe I just think
you're going to go there?
Yeah,
really?
Maybe you're just paying attention to her. Maybe you think she's just a goddess or something like that, so sexy.
That's what the media is portraying her as, a freaking goddess. What did they call her? They said she was the goddess of destiny. She was the muse of destiny, and had her glowing like a freaking goddess, like she was Isis or something. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. It's making me puke every time I see this woman.
Yeah, she looked like a little angel with her $12,000 designer coat.
She looked like nice. A vacuum cleaner.
No, she looked like an angel, Bruce.
That's right. But I mean, I'm just beside myself here, folks. That the people still haven't figured out this dog and pony show. This dog and pony show that is the presidency. And the run for the presidency, it's just beyond me that there's people out there even gathering up and even trying to support these people. I mean, aren't those socialist commies that supported Bernie feeling really burned right about now?
No, he told them to love Hillary, so they're going to love Hillary. That's it. It's just simple. It's a very planned as usual, going just as directed, Bruce, That was the plan. That was the psyop. They got all the Occupy Wall Streeters who would have hated Hillary on the uptake, and now on the downtake, they got to take her, So just bend over, Occupy Wall Street. Just take it up your booty hole.
Oh, my goodness. No, folks, it's just sad. It's sad. You have all these front groups that are just out there, really just provocatory. Like, you have this Days of Rage coming up.
It's tonight. What do you mean? Is it supposed to be
tonight? It's all over the place.
And what's happening with it? So it's supposed to start right now.
It's in L.A., it's in Tucson, it's in Philly.
And what's happening?
They're mobilizing Army psyops everywhere right now. I predict a lot of violence is going to go down at these
rallies. It's supposed to already start. I'm trying to see anything. I don't see anything that's happening. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That was 3 hours ago. So that was 3 hours ago. And then what's happening? So all these cities, Phoenix, Tucson, Little Rock, San Francisco, Oakland, LA, Denver, Washington, Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando, Miami,
so it's
Chicago,
literally an Army PSYOPs party.
New Orleans, Baltimore, Boston, Detroit, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Carson City, Manhattan, Newark, Durham, North Carolina, Columbus, Cleveland, Portland, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Nashville, Memphis, Austin, Salt Lake City, Seattle, and Milwaukee.
You sound like you were watching that Animaniacs cartoon where Yakko is like
Japan,
telling everybody
Brazil,
all the countries of the world.
Lebanon.
That's funny.
Iraq, Iran.
That is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, we went to a lot of those places, didn't we? We hit up a lot of those places. Nashville, Memphis. We've seen a lot of those places. Columbus.
But I want to go back. I want to go back to something here. I was talking about all these front groups. You mentioned all these front groups, the Occupy Wall Streets, and all these people. And going back to Black Lives Matter, to debunk these people, really, because they want to call me a racist, when everything that these people believed was built on a lie. That whole Mike Brown, hands up, don't shoot. Wasn't that guy trying to go after that officer's gun? Mm. Right? They're literally trying to create a civil war environment here. They want, just like out of the movie with Iron Man and Captain America, that's predictive programming for what they want. And shows like this are literally trying to stop the civil war from happening.
We can't get anybody to believe Indian Point is going on. How are you going to get people to stop civil war when you have idiots that think that niece is nice and everything else is the truth? So forget it. Just keep talking. Use your First Amendment, Bruce. Don't expect change. It's just you know how much media you need to convince people anything? If you have a few quality listeners, that's all that matters. But they'll believe you. But the rest of the people, they're idiots.
Speaking of media, I think I had a Telemundo Phoenix freaking van following me around today.
How many blocks did he follow you? For how long?
I felt like I was that one song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. I was hearing that song while that guy was following me. I mean, it was crazy. Telemundo is following El Gran Bruso.
Yeah, right? That's pretty crazy.
Didn't I diss them the other day?
You were just dissing them. Calling all the people that listen to Telemundo stupid fucking idiots.
Yeah, zombies. Telemundo idiots.
Yes. Telemundo idiots. And you know what? It's okay to have, your finger on the Spanish pulse, whatever it is. But if you're in this country, you gotta, learn English.
You have to assimilate. See, that's the thing. You have people out there burning the American flag, spitting on the American flag. And these aren't people. These are disgusting little Guatemalan midgets. And then they're flipping you off and in the same breath saying, we want Obamacare. Give us Obamacare. We want you to pay for it. Oh, I want to have 19 babies and shave my eyebrows off and put Sharpies on them. And I want you to pay for all these freaking babies.
That's right, Bruce. Put me out another one. I need more food.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. All these EBT babies. That's what I call them, EBT babies. One time I was on a job. I was securing this one premises. I did security for a while. And I was wandering the premises, walking around, and I see this baby, literally, he's not even 3 months old. And he's riding, this little black baby, he's riding on handlebars, and his baby sister's going 100 miles per hour over speed bumps. Over speed bumps with the baby on the handlebars. And right there at that moment, I dubbed the phrase EBT baby. Okay. That's what he was, an EBT baby. He was undesirable. He was like a prom night dumpster baby.
Yeah.
Just a dime a dozen.
If you're going to have a kid, at least guide them.
And that's the thing. You have, the Chinese women over here. The Chinese are coming over here and having their babies more than Mexicans. Because Obama has deported how many Mexicans? He's deported more Mexicans than George W. Bush. Wow. You look at that statistic. You want to talk about, Obama's doing nothing against the illegals. Actually, he has been. He lets them in and he lets them out. He lets them in. Actually, he lets them know when he's going to kick them out so that he can let them in later on. Maybe they're having a quinceañera, so he wanted to give some of them a free ride back home. So, the family, maybe some of them were getting married, so they wanted to have the marriage in Mexico. So, they drive the family, they deport the family out.
They were doing that, though, for a while. They would drive them in.
And they drive them to their reception.
Wasn't the Mexican airlines somehow giving them free rides into the U.S.?
There was a Mexican airline that was offering free flights to the Mexican-Texas border.
El Paso?
Yeah. Free flights there.
To El Paso.
Right. And the thing, it gets me, folks, because, I don't hate Mexicans either. But what I believe is going on is that the oligarchs in Mexico want to remain in power. So to avoid a civil war, they freaking export their possible civil war, just their dregs. They unload their dregs, their jails. They literally defecate their worst all over America. And they let these people in, and they do it as a targeted hit against the middle class. Against the middle class, because then these people are like brainwashed by leftist ideas, and the first thing they do is go to a welfare office. As soon as they touch down in America, they go and they get welfared up. So it's bad, folks. This country has shut down immigration at times, and I'm not saying shut down immigration because if you go back to the Industrial Revolution, you see this country. You've always made the point. We've always made the point. This country is built by immigrants. They're all immigrants. But the point I'm trying to make here is that look at the Nazis. The Nazis arrived to America. They learned the language, and they took the country over. They took the country over. The Nazis won World War II. They came over here, and guess what? They assimilated. Okay, it went from swastika to red, white, and blue stripes. Okay, and you couldn't even tell the difference. Could they tell the difference?
No, even the eagle's the same, right? Isn't it the same?
It's the Egyptian hawk, yes, horse.
Yeah, the same thing. Whatever. It's like what they did to the Palestinians a couple of years ago in Israel. Israel was kicking the shit out of the Palestinians. Palestinians were dying. They started shit with Israel.
Palace idiots.
Okay, palace idiots, and then then it was so obvious, like it made no sense. There was like a lot of deaths, unfortunate deaths on Palestinians, and
they used their kids as shields.
They were still told that they won, even though they had more deaths on their hands. So what constitutes winning? What? Just because
to those people, killing every Jew that exists would constitute winning. Those people are brainwashed by Mein Kampf. They're still reading it. Okay, the palace idiots wake up and they read their Jesuit oath, a.k.a. the Quran, and then they read, in the other hand, they read Mein Kampf. That's what it is.
And they just tell the idiots that they won so they can jump up and down, even though they have all their cousins, their brothers, their mothers, their sisters, their nephews. Everybody's gone, but they still won. Right? They won the war. Okay, that's what happens. That's what happened to the. They told everybody that the Nazis lost, and that's maybe Nazi Germany lost. Nazis didn't lose. The Nazis won. Nazi Germany lost. They just relocated. They actually became the world power, and that's when they really took over in World War II. And that's it. And they've been in control since. I don't know if they're going after Jews these days, but I certainly know they're not probably part of the club.
Any chance they get to kill Jews, the Amalek will not falter.
Well,
and that's some biblical.
I don't know who's the next target. There's always some new targeted audience. They used the Jews back then. Maybe now it's the new Muslims. Maybe now, you know what I'm saying? There's always like a new scapegoat. I don't know. Eugenics is disgusting. They do whatever they want to do. They feel like whoever they want to oust, they do it. I'm not a eugenicist. I don't know what they do.
Speaking of euthanizing, euthanizing and eugenics, I have an article right here in front of me. Joan Rivers,
that one.
murdered.
Yeah.
Murdered. Says here her air supply was cut off. Unapproved biopsy by mystery doctor. You're talking about they could just off you off. It's eugenics. Well, there you go. Didn't she say that Michelle Obama or Michael Obama or whatever Obama, big freaking Louisiana.
You said it too.
Big Louisiana python in between her legs. Michelle Obama was a tranny.
Yeah, but you said it too. Should I be worried that they're trying to kill you too now?
I don't know. Every day on YouTube, I'm getting death threats.
Yeah.
Every day, and it must be because my video, transgender Michelle Obama exposed on YouTube, is getting like over 200,000, like 900.
Yeah, it's pretty big,
and it's going every day strong. People need to go to Exposed News. They need to go subscribe. They need to watch that video. They need to stay up to date because I don't gatekeep. I don't sugarcoat. I tell it like it is. 100%.
And I think that Michelle Obama has the biggest arms I've ever seen.
Right.
On a woman.
Followed by the biggest balls.
I didn't see her balls. I just saw her arms and her neck.
Many pictures.
Her neck.
Her balls
ridiculous.
are exposed.
She looks stronger than some of those fighters. Those mixed martial arts fighters.
She looks stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger, like I stated before.
She looks as big as Lou Ferrigno.
Oh my God! The only thing I do to work out is just go out and run. It's terrific. It's great.
Who do you think you would win if Mike and Mike Tyson got into a ring with her?
Oh my God! What, Mike Tyson today?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I think Michael might swing for the fences. He just Hulk smash on Mini Tice. You know what I'm saying?
She looks so worked out.
She's on roids. Did you see her next to W? She was like crushing his hand.
I would love to see her work out. I would just love to. That would be like a very interesting.
I've seen video. Obama work out. Watching him work out is like watching Pee Wee Herman work out.
That's funny.
It is something funny watching Obama work out. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Literally is like watching freaking Pee Wee Herman from Pee Wee's Playhouse work out. But look, folks, at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you that if you have a Trump presidency, which will never happen, ever, it's not going to happen, but that would be probably something that would suck more than anything that's ever sucked before. Because the guy is down with the military-industrial complex. The guy is friends with Henry Kissinger. The guy was talking to Newt Gingrich at Bohemian Grove. The guy is funding freaking two-faced Hillary Clinton and her campaign still. The guy, Trump, invited her to him and his prostitute's wedding, one of his many prostitutes, because he's a pimp. Because he's a pimp. If you look back, and I'm not talking about, he's a pimp, he's cool. I'm talking about he's a sleazy, dirty pageant pimp.
Yeah, look, how many beauty pageants ladies did he probably pimp out?
And is that what we really want in America?
A beauty pageant president?
Is that what we really want in America?
How tacky is that?
Somebody that instead of making
orange,
jobs,
fluffy hair with
making jobs, you see, at least Gary Johnson could say that he made jobs in New Mexico. The 10 jobs that he made in that barren wasteland known as New Mexico, he did make them. That's why I support Gary. But Trump is too busy firing people most of the time.
Yeah, he's a firer. That's what he's famous for anyway.
That's what you want.
You're fired.
That's why I think these Trump supporters are as stupid as they can be, because he is going to tap out to two-faced, crooked Hillary Clinton. And guess what? This Hillary Clinton presidency is going to suck more than anything that's ever sucked before, because we're already at World War III, and we're going to jump from World War III straight to World War V, because I don't care if it's Dr. Strangelove, folks, and we know that we're working with the Russians. They'll probably set up some WWF freaking wrestling match between the U.S. and Russia, and guess who's going to be president when that happens? Oh, Hillary said she would like to nuke Iran once. So what's going to happen there? You go from World War III straight to World War V.
Well, John McCain, what did they say? It was a 100-year war?
Insane McCain?
Yeah, right. 100-year war. Bomb, 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 bomb.
No, and Dick Cheney, again, this guy, Dick Cheney, said that it was an unwinnable war in Iraq. Why? Because we're funding the very same people that we're supposed to oust. Those people are getting American weaponry. What? Hillary literally gave M-pads and shoulder-mounted missiles to the freaking Palestinians, to Hamas, Hezbollah. Those guys, you have to ha when you say it. She gave those guys missiles to kill Jews. So that's what you want, America? Oh, all you idiots at AIPAC that think Hillary's gonna freaking hold Israel high in victory against the Palestinians. She's giving them missiles. Did you forget that? You stupid imbeciles. No, but everybody at AIPAC and all these Jewish organizations are run by Mishlings. They're run by Mishlings.
Why is it her?
Why
isn't it the United States?
Excuse me, I'm making a point here. that all these Jewish organizations are not Jewish organizations. Right. They're Nazi, German, Mishling. If anything, they're half German and half Jewish. But they're freaking Fourth Reich organizations. No more, no less. Same thing with the ACLU here. I was talking about oligarchs allowing the repatriation or the exportation of their civil wars to places like America. They export it out. Why? Groups like the ACLU help these oligarchs export their immigrants here to America, where guess who? Guess you are going to have to pay for their welfare while they're flipping you off. And they want to take your guns. They want you to be disarmed while you pay for their welfare. All the while, why are we paying for these people? What, so they can walk around trying to catch me in their Pokemon Go cell phone?
Right.
Really?
Right, just pay for their existence. Well, yeah, if you don't, they're just going to put you in their Pokemon game and use you as a virtual prey.
I can't stand it.
I mean, maybe they have Bruce Moose and stuff like that, and fried Jaja, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fried Charmander Jaja and fried Squirtle Bruce, whatever. Look, Pokemon Go is linked to the CIA. That's from Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks is on a roll with articles today here on the Bruce Montalvo Show. Augmented reality mobile game Pokemon Go uses players' smartphone camera and various real-world locations, has ties to the CIA. Has ties to the NSA. See, but right there, it's kind of like this info because it was the NSA that came up with it. Mm-hmm. It was the NSA that panned it. Pokemon Go.
Well, what about the whole military-industrial complex? What about DARPA? They can't use any of that stuff. Come on, who had Angry Birds?
Right.
That was DARPA.
Exactly.
So it probably came out of DARPA. They just like passing the buck everywhere. It's like, since when did we blame one lady, little old lady? All the arms being sold in the Middle East. I mean, as far as I know, if I was a French person, I'd be like, the U.S. is selling arms to the Middle East, not Hillary Clinton. Why don't we take responsibility for what our country is doing?
I was saying earlier, the 28 pages that prove Saudi Arabia helped the hijackers. Well, there's so many emails that have been erased that prove that Hillary was helping these insurgents, these ISIS, these Hezbollahs, these Hamas. She's giving them shoulder-mounted missiles.
But I love the way you just said there's so many emails that have been erased. So if they were erased, then where are they and what did they say? And
she's got the feds in her pocket. You understand me?
Maybe they're just all...
They're all shills over at the FBI, and they're letting her get off the hook. They're letting crooked Hillary get off the hook.
Okay, and what's going on with Bill and Loretta? And wasn't she she oversees the FBI? So
yeah, it's like having Al Sharpton running as the Department of Justice or whatever Loretta Lynch is.
And he's supposedly having an affair with her, right? He gets.
Family Guy predicted that. If you watch Family Guy.
Yeah, so he's sucking on her feet and biting her lips. Oh
God, you mean those cankles?
Large cankles.
All right, Bill is getting some cankle action. Meanwhile, everything that Bill implemented during his presidency is now coming to fruition. As I have this article in front of me here, United Nations troops on U.S. soil prepared to assist with martial law. Now, again, on Exposed News, I covered the fact that there were UN military vehicles driving through Virginia. And now I have a picture here, this article here stating that the United Nations troops are on U.S. soil. Now that goes back to war game exercises that are conducted here on U.S. soil, like Operation Urban Warrior. Those took place in San Francisco, where they had Ukrainian troops all training to take on American citizens. So that's why you can see that all these Civil War provocateur units are in play because they want to upset the people. They want to upset you. If you wanted to take a dip in the swimming pool, forget about it because Army psyops went in there and took a dump in the pool. So now you got to stay hot. So your emotions are being controlled by their hijinks, and that's going to lead to an atmosphere of anger.
What do they do in New York City?
Getting angry, folks.
They shut the fucking subways down.
Right, it looked like Armageddon.
Yeah, chaos. In the heat in New York.
They shut the subways down. I'm surprised that Comrade de Blasio didn't blame that on ISIS.
Yeah, right.
Right, that was a perfect opportunity. Like Rahm Emanuel said, you got to take advantage of misfortune, certain misfortune, something like that. I don't know what he said. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But
it's not a crisis that should go
to waste. Right, he said something to that effect, but. Again, that was a perfect opportunity in New York City as of late to link ISIS, the Egyptian deity, to this blackout in New York City subways.
They love that blackout. You know, that's that.
First
you want to see
they're
a city
raping them.
Freak out? You want to see?
First they're raping them in the subway. Now they're cutting off the power in the subways. Oh my God! I'm so glad I'm out of that sweaty turd box known as New York City. The only reason I went there was because of you.
That
was the only reason I went there, folks.
Awesome, Bruce. I love you.
So that I can have my co-host with the mo-host. And her mo-hosts are pointing my direction. They're loaded, folks.
Yes, they're the mostest.
They're the mo-hosts.
That's right. Yep, so we're back in the West. He dragged me, like an Arab across the country.
Yeah, by her hair.
By my hair, screaming in a wagon. Going, ah! And,
actually, we drove across America, basically taking craps in Starbucks, freaking coffee houses. I need a bio break. Oh, there's Starbucks. They have Wi-Fi and toilets.
That's right. Let's figure out what...
it was the perfect mix. Wi-Fi and toilet. Let's figure out what jacuzzi I'm going to swim in after that.
Yeah. You could do America pretty cheap, actually. I mean, if you go...
You could do America like Beavis and Butthead did America.
Well, listen, you don't want to go to bedbug city, so you want to try to keep it to like Marriott courthouses or like the double
tell them how to check for bed bugs. You go into the room, you gotta make sure you lift that mattress up, and if you see any like little bug boogers, you got bed bugs. Yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't sleep on that. Maybe you even get crabs if you take a dump on that toilet seat.
What's up with this fake food or this article that we were reading about fake food?
That's a good article.
Everything is fake, man. It's disgusting. They forget about the rice. It's just disgusting. You have the sushi. They said that the what's it called? That one fish. Some weird white fish they're using, they're faking it as tuna. Like, sushi is, done. Forget sushi. It's all fake and
that's linked to cankles. If you take too much soy, your ankles are going to blow up, fatter than freaking a brontosaurus's ankles.
It's true. There's, this weird new diabetes that they're trying to somehow trigger with certain food combos, kind of like Alzheimer's or autism, how it's triggered by you are what you eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to heal something, do it from inside, usually, it's the fastest way or the most efficient. You can't really heal things from the outside. But, I mean, they're just saying, all the Kobe beef, there's only 3 places in the entire United States that's even sold to, and most people that are saying Kobe beef is real, and it's not, and it's just completely lies. And Red Lobster's using that fake lobster for their little freaking dips and shit, and they're saying that it's lobster, and it's in lobster bisque. It's not even fucking lobster. You know what I'm saying? It's really bad. I mean, so what's that tuna? It's really, really bad. It's Escobar, right? I mean, it's that fish. So I don't know. I mean, just liars and nasty food, and the oil's all bad. Like, they said that forget olive oil. Most of it is not even really pure. And if they use pure, then they use the word pure, then you know that it's probably not pure. For some reason, it's like they're telling you the exact opposite. It's not pure. So they're sticking soybeans and peanut oils. So try to, stick to the high grade. And it says certified it says COOC, certified extra virgin. That's the stamp. Otherwise, it's just bullshit and fake. You know, but most Americans are not educated consumers, and that's gonna be what makes you sick in the end. So you have to be careful about what you eat and just stop buying the lie. If you stop buying the lies, then you know you'll be healthier in the end. That's all, because who knows what's around the corner.
And with that, we go from food, fake food, to trans-friendly bathrooms. Now, what do we have here? We have Cleveland is going to pass trans-friendly bathrooms, a law ahead of the GOP convention, because, you know, those Republicans, they love trannies. So they want to have trans-friendly bathrooms. They want to be able to go in there and probably find Ted Cruz giving a double reach around to Caitlyn Jenner and freaking Richard Simmons.
Yeah,
so Cleveland, maybe he's going to give him a Cleveland steamer in there. I don't know. But you know what really grinds my gears before we sign off here, folks, on this July 15th, 2016 episode of the Bruce Montalvo Show? What really grinds my gears is, despite if it's a hoax, that is a hoax, all these hoaxes that they're pulling off, these black guys getting shot left and right. I mean, black people get shot every day. Why does Alton Sterling and Philando Castile have to matter, right? Well, what really bothers me is that Obama is hyping the hoaxes. He's hyping the fakery like it's real, when I could see it as plain as day with my Available glasses that it's staged. But he's fanning the flames because all the other dummies don't know that it's staged. And check this out. He invites BLM leaders. Now, I'm not talking about the Bureau of Land Management. I'm talking about Black Lives Matter. He invites these scum to the White House. He invites them to the White House. He invites, all these hate-mongering groups to the White House. He's empowering these groups, and he wants to blame America every step of the way. Oh, America's racist. Really? Really, America's racist? You wouldn't be a fucking puppet president if America was racist, you basketball dribbling fucktard.
Though there is racism, and whatever, people are gonna, there are a lot of stupid people and mean people, that's all. I mean, there are people that are really racist and they go after people, or they don't accept them as people, even human beings. And that's pretty bad. And I think what Bruce was trying to do is just, was scream for black people to wake up. But, all people have the ability to be just as stupid as the next.
And that's the thing. You say all people, which leads to my hashtag, all lives matter. All lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter, not Guatemalan lives matter, but every life matters.
I'm sure there's been a lot of Mexicans that are killed that nobody's
nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about Paco, El Gallo Negro, or Chuy.
The girls forget. They're just so disposable.
They don't care about Chuy or freaking Bobby or any of those guys that got capped right behind some alley by freaking 3rd and Ford. Definitely. They don't care about those guys.
No. They're very disposable. They're on the
because
organ donor
it doesn't
list.
serve the purpose of the media, which is to sensationalize and to create divide and conquer and race bait. Nobody cares about some cholo getting shot. They want some black guy getting shot by two white cops that look like they're Blackwater.
Because there's not enough Latinos to get upset. That will organize. They won't get upset. They're like, okay, whatever.
Oh, and when they do get upset, they sound like complete uneducated morons, and they go around burning the American flag. Like, now, don't get me wrong. The American flag, it's based off the British flag. The colors itself represent monarchy. But I live here. I assimilated. Okay, America, you can make the argument that America was founded by Masons, and Benjamin Franklin had like 6 baby freaking skulls underneath his house and so on. But at the end of the day, America's America, and it's completely disrespectful to burn the flag of your country, especially when they're here asking for freebies and destroying the greatest class, which is the middle class of the United States of America. They come here and they want to take from the middle class when we're takers. They're takers, not makers. We're makers, not takers.
What about the Mexicans that have been here? like in New Mexico, for example, or in Arizona. There's a lot of Mexicans that were here
The fact
before
of
the
the matter
country.
is, the fact of the matter
It was
is,
only 1850 or something.
the flag just changed.
That,
the people
Arizona
stayed the same.
Yeah.
But look, that makes the point that we don't need any more freaking Mexicans, because America has plenty of their own Mexicans. And maybe we don't need any more freaking Islamicists in here that are radicalized by the CIA, because you have enough Islamicists that are radicalized by the CIA in here already. Now, that being said, I don't want to wall myself off, but I'm definitely for the non-interventionism and maybe doing it right, because a lot of these people that are breaking the law and coming in here illegally, I mean, they're really like cutting in line in front of the people that are doing it the right way, that are getting naturalized the right way, that are learning all the presidents and all the branches of government and so on. Some of these people, they don't love America, they hate America.
And that's true. And with that in mind, we have about 10 seconds left.
I just want to say Hillary is
Shalom.
Hillary is a two-faced freaking two-face, and Donald Trump's a joker, and you're a spaz if you think it's any different, folks. Thanks for listening. Sayonara.
Peace.
Hasta la vista.